Are you dealing with damaged hair and you can't quite figure out where the damage is coming from? Well, stick around. I may be able to provide some answers for you. Hey guys, Karen with Curl House. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, a certified trichologist, and the owner of the Curl House product line and Curl House Academy, Let's Get Growing program. And today we are going to talk about hair damage. But let me tell you a secret. Almost everything has the potential of damaging your hair. Your hair fibers are so gentle. Everything can damage your hair. I mean, your shirts you wear, your scarves, your hats, your hair products, your jagged fingernails, color, the air, water from your shower, like almost anything that touches your hair has the potential to damage it. But how do you really know if your hair is damaged? So at Curl House, y'all know we are growing differently this year. So we are making sure that we consider the health of our bodies and how that affects our hair. So if your hair is healthy growing out of your scalp, how does it become damaged? Well, today I am going to ask you 5 questions to help you to determine if your hair is really damaged. Question number 1, is your hair breaking? So hair breakage for healthy hair is extremely minimal. So although we all experience breakage, particularly during wash day when we have to detangle our hair, if you are experiencing excessive breakage, then that is an indication that you may be dealing with damaged hair. So how do you know if your hair is breaking versus shedding? Let me tell you really quickly. When you look at your hair, like the hair that comes out, take a strand of hair, look at the tip, see if you see a white bulb. If you see a white bulb, then that's generally an indication that that hair has shed, and that's natural for your hair to shed. If you look at a hair strand and it's no white bulb, and if the hair is just significantly shorter than the rest of your hair on your head, then that's also an indication that your hair is breaking. So if you are experiencing extreme excessive breakage where you're not able to get length, then that is an indication that you may be dealing with damaged hair. So ask yourself, is my hair constantly breaking? Question number 2, does your hair have shine or sheen? So light reflects smooth, flat surfaces. So typically our hair may not be shiny unless we have it blown out and flat ironed straight, but it can give off a good sheen. Because of all of the bends and turns and curls and twists in our hair, it still reflects light, just in a more scattered way. And this is what is called sheen as opposed to shine. If you are dealing with damaged hair, then your hair is going to have less sheen from root to tips. Typically at the end, it's going to look more dull. That is an indication of less sheen. And typically, if your hair experiences less sheen, then that may be an indication that you are dealing with damaged hair. So ask yourself, does my hair have shine or sheen? Question number 3, is your hair progressively gaining length? So unless you intentionally cut your hair should be progressively gaining length. Even if growing your hair out is not your immediate goal, your hair should be gaining length. And this is so crucial to healthy hair because hair damage can be so subtle that you may not even notice it. It happened to me. I was experiencing some hard water damage a couple years ago. It was so subtle that I didn't even notice it until I noticed it. And I had to cut off several inches of hair. And this is why doing length checks is so important in your natural hair journey, so that you can actually see whether or not your hair is growing. Because many times if we're just looking at ourselves every day, we may not even notice that our hair is actually gaining length. But I tell you, a picture will tell you if your hair is gaining length. I do a blowout every year in January. As you can see, in January of 2022, I did a blowout. And then 2023, I didn't do a blowout. This was the year that I had to cut my hair off because I had hair breakage. But I did another one in 2024. And you can see that my hair has gotten quite a bit of length. over the past few years. So although I feel like my hair is not growing as fast as it used to grow in my 20s and in my 30s, it is still growing. So the pictures and doing length checks will help you to catch minor setbacks that may escalate into greater problems. So make sure you are doing your length checks to determine the health of your hair. So I want you to ask yourself, is my hair progressively getting longer and gaining length? Question number 4, does your hair look full from the roots to the ends? So whether or not your hair is naturally thick or naturally thin, it should be relatively consistent in terms of thickness from roots to tips. Now I said relatively because it's not going to look exactly the same from the roots to the ends. Typically the ends of your hair are going to be a little thinner because the ends of your hair is just the part of your hair that's been on your head the longest, and it's been exposed to, your combs, your brush, the weather, the sun. It's just been exposed to all the elements, right? So it is going to be a little bit thinner toward the ends, but it shouldn't be considerably thinner. Your hair should be pretty much thick from the roots to the ends. Once the ends start to thin out too much, then that may be an indication that you may be dealing with some damage. All right, so let me bring in Tanika so that I can show you what I mean in terms of relative fullness from roots to end. The first way you can determine if your hair has consistent fullness is to do a twist. If you do a twist, if you look at her hair, you can see that it's full toward the end. It's full towards the root, excuse me. It's full, but then when you get to the tip, can you see how that hair kind of disappears? This is an example of ends that are not healthy. And in this case, Tanika would need a trim because this is a classic example of split ends. Healthy hair is full from the roots down to the tip. So that's one way you can determine if your hair is full from root to tip. And the second way you can determine is take your hair and just pull it straight up. Pull it straight up. And if you get towards the end, can you see with Tanika's hair that you can actually start to see through the ends? That too is an indication that you may be dealing with some damage toward the ends, and it's an indication that you probably need a trim. Or if your hair is straight, you can really see it on straightened hair. You want to look at the hemline. So the hemline is pretty much the shape of the hair that lies along your neck or lies along your shoulders or your back. Wherever your hair falls is your hemline. If you can really see through the ends of the hair, that's an indication that the hair is damaged. Here's a picture of one of my clients who clearly needed a trim. Look at the picture on the left. You can really see her hemline, and you can see how thin her hair is towards the ends. You can see right through it. That is an indication that the ends of her hair is damaged and that she needed a trim. So in general, hair tends to move better when it's full from roots to end, and it's less friction between the individual hair strands because that cuticle layer, your outer layer of hair, is lying flatter. So that creates less friction, and less friction on the ends results in healthier hair. So I want you to ask yourself, is my hair full from roots to end? Okay, and the fifth question I'm going to ask you to help you determine if you are dealing with damaged hair is, does your hair have consistent color from roots to end? So the hair's color consistency is a pretty good indicator of the overall health of your hair. If you notice that your hair is getting redder or lighter as it grows out, so it's darker as it grows in or comes out of your scalp, but then you're noticing it's getting redder or lighter towards your ends or even at some point midway on your hair shaft, that's an indication that you may be dealing with some damage. So lightened hair, and I'm not talking about lightened hair from color. So no color treatments. I'm just referring to natural hair that has no color in it. If your natural color is getting significantly lighter, you may be in fact be dealing with some damage. There are many reasons that your hair could be getting lighter over time. It could be because of water. poor water quality, chlorine in the water, medications, overexposure to the sun and the UV rays, and just wear and tear on the hair. All of these things can lighten your hair over time. And when your hair gets lightened, usually that's accompanied with puffy, frizzy, drier hair. And puffy, frizzy, drier hair is an indication of damaged hair. So the last question I want you to ask yourself is the color of my hair consistent from root to end? Okay, so I'm not going to leave you hanging. If you are dealing with damage, I got you. I ain't going to leave you hanging. I'm not going to do it in this video because this video would be too long. But the next 4 or 5 videos, I will be addressing each question, starting with breakage. So if you answered yes to question 1, the next video is going to be your answer on how you can repair your damaged hair due to breakage. And of course, depending on when you look at this video, you may be able to just binge watch all the videos that address all 5 questions, but stick around. I got your answers coming soon. And also, I'm in the process of rebranding and relaunching my Curl House product line, due to relaunch in a few months. I would love for you to be a part of the launch party. So if you could just join my waitlist, you can click above, or you can click in the description below so that you will get a notification when I relaunch my products. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, like the channel so that you do not miss a video in the future. And until we talk again, stay fabulous.